Welcome back. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa joined his brothers, their Majesties, Highnesses and Excellencies, Kings, Princes and heads of brotherly Arab countries in participating in the Cairo Peace Summit to discuss the development and future of the Palestinian cause. The summit was held in the new administrative capital chaired by the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Upon arrival, His Majesty King Hamad was received by the Egyptian President, who greeted His Majesty and thanked him for participating in the summit. His Majesty the King delivered a speech on this occasion.
ملك مملكة البحرين فليتفضل.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فخامة الأخ الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي رئيس جمهورية مصر العربية الشقيقة، أصحاب الجلالة والفخامة والسمو، أصحاب السعادة والمعالي الحضور الكرام، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يسرنا في البداية أن نتوجه بالشكر والتقدير إلى أخينا فخامة الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي رئيس جمهورية مصر العربية الشقيقة على دعوته الكريمة لعقد هذه القمة الإقليمية الدولية المهمة. نجتمع اليوم من أجل السلام والخير وصالح الشعوب، ونستذكر عقد أول مؤتمر دولي لصانعي السلام في عام 1996 ميلادي في شرم الشيخ، وهذا ما عهدناه في الشقيقة مصر وقيادتها الحكيمة ودعوتها الدائمة للسلام والتآزر وخير الأوطان. ونحن اليوم نؤكد موقف مملكة البحرين الثابت والداعم للحقوق المشروعة للشعب الفلسطيني الشقيق في إقامة دولته المستقلة ذات السيادة على حدود 4 يونيو 1967 وعاصمتها القدس الشرقية، وفقاً لحل الدولتين وقرارات الأمم المتحدة لما فيه الخير لنا جميعاً. ولدينا إدراك راسخ بأن حل الدولتين ضمانة حقيقية للتعايش بين الشعبين الفلسطيني والإسرائيلي جنباً إلى جنب في أمان وسلام ووئام، لأنه لن يكون هناك استقرار في الشرق الأوسط دون تأمين الحقوق المشروعة للشعب الفلسطيني الشقيق، وصولاً إلى السلام العادل والشامل والمستدام في المنطقة. وأننا في مملكة البحرين قد اتخذنا خيارنا الاستراتيجي للسلام لتحقيق مزيد من الأمن والاستقرار في ضوء نهجنا الداعي للسلام وتمسكنا بمبادئ الحوار والنهج السلمي والحضاري كسبيل وحيد لتسوية النزاعات وتوفير فرص الأمن والنماء والازدهار لشعوب المنطقة كافة. إن تطورات الأحداث في غزة ومعاناة الشعب الفلسطيني الشقيق والظروف الصعبة القاسية التي يمر بها تؤكد الحاجة الملحة إلى احتواء هذه الأزمة الخطيرة وتأثيراتها الإنسانية، وتتطلب جهداً دبلوماسياً متواصلاً بين كافة الأطراف الإقليمية والدولية لوقف التصعيد وإنهاء العمليات العسكرية وتوفير الحماية للمدنيين الأبرياء من الجانبين من انعكاسات هذه الحرب، والإفراج عن جميع الأسرى والرهائن والمحتجزين، وتسهيل وصول المساعدات الطبية والغذاء والماء والوقود والكهرباء إلى قطاع غزة بموجب القانون الدولي الإنساني، والكف عن أي ممارسات من شأنها اتساع دائرة العنف، مؤكدين رفضنا القاطع لتهجير شعب غزة الشقيق من أرضه وأرض أجداده. الحضور الكرام، إن قرار الحرب والسلم يبنى على أساس الاتفاقيات والمعاهدات والإجراءات الدستورية لكل بلد، أما إيقاف الحرب فهو ما تنص عليه الشريعة الإنسانية والقانون الدولي. وفي الختام نجدد تأييدنا للدور المحوري لجمهورية مصر العربية الشقيقة بقيادة فخامة الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي وإسهاماتها التاريخية في دعم القضية الفلسطينية وحماية الأمن القومي العربي، وثقتنا في خروج هذه القمة بنتائج مثمرة ومخرجات بناءة تعزز تطلعاتنا المشتركة نحو تكريس واستدامة الأمن والسلام والازدهار لجميع شعوب المنطقة. شكرا لكم، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أشكر جلالة الملك حمد بن عيسى الخليفة ملك مملكة البحرين
His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa met today with His Majesty King Abdullah II ibn al Hussein of Jordan on the sidelines of their participation in the Cairo Peace Summit hosted by Egypt to discuss the latest developments and future of the Palestinian cause. His Majesty King Hamad and His Majesty King Abdullah stressed the need to intensify and unify Arab efforts to de-escalate the situation in the Gaza Strip while giving priority to cooperating with the international community to stop the conflict immediately, allow the entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza, lift the siege and protect civilians. The two leaders warned that the continuity of the ongoing escalation could lead to dangerous repercussions and a new spiral of violence. Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi inaugurated the 2023 Cairo Summit for Peace. The activities of the summit kicked off today in the new administrative capital as part of Egypt's efforts to support the Palestinian cause. In his opening speech, President al-Sisi declared that eliminating the Palestinian cause without a just solution will never happen, and that will never happen at the expense of Egypt. The Egyptian president affirmed that his country did not close the Rafah border crossing, but the Israeli shelling hindered the entry of aid to Gaza. He added that he had agreed with American President Joe Biden to operate the crossing on a sustainable basis under the supervision of and coordination with the United Nations, the UNRWA, and the Palestinian Red Crescent. For his part, Jordan's King Abdullah II condemned the ongoing Israeli bombing campaign in Gaza, describing it as an act of collective punishment and a war crime. He added that all civilian lives matter, expressing outrage and grief about the acts of violence committed against those innocent civilians in Gaza, the West Bank and Israel. King Abdullah said that attacking civilian infrastructure and deliberately starving an entire population and prohibiting them from food, water, electricity and basic necessities will be condemned. He also rejected the global silence with regard to the targeting of civilians in Gaza. He added that this silence reflects that the application of international law is optional and human rights have boundaries, including borders, races and religions. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas addressed the Cairo Peace Summit and warned of any attempts to displace people from the war-torn Gaza Strip. Abbas said any attempts to displace Palestinians from their homes or push them out from Jerusalem or the West Bank will not be accepted, adding that Palestinians will remain steadfast on their land no matter the challenges. Abbas stressed that peace and security can be achieved only by implementing the two-state solution and resolving the refugee issue based on United Nations Resolution 194. His Highness the Crown Prince of Kuwait, Sheikh Mish'al Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah, said that Kuwait was deeply affected by the Israeli occupation forces' killing of the innocent in the Gaza Strip. In his speech to the Cairo Summit for Peace, His Highness Sheikh Mish'al said that the continuous air raids killed thousands of men, women and children and cut off electricity, water, food and fuel, while also imposing forced displacement of the people of Gaza Strip. He added that this humanitarian crisis is caused by the lack of efforts by the international community to resolve the issue and bring violence to an end. He renewed Kuwait's condemnation of Israel's war crimes, calling on the international community to take serious action to immediately end the attacks and protect civilians. His Highness Deputy Prime Minister for Defense Affairs in the Sultanate of Oman, Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Said, has affirmed in his speech during the Cairo Peace Summit his country's rejection of the Israeli military escalation in the Gaza Strip. His Highness Sayyid Shihab stressed that Oman's keenness and interest in supporting international efforts aimed at stopping the bloodshed, protecting civilians and getting aid to the Gaza Strip. Speaking at the Cairo Peace Summit, Saudi Arabia's Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan said he rejected attempts at forced displacement of the people of Gaza by Israel. He added that the kingdom calls on the international community to oblige Israel to abide by international law. He added that Saudi Arabia categorically rejects violations of international humanitarian law by any party amid the ongoing conflict in Gaza. In turn, the Secretary General of the Arab League, Ahmed Abul Ghait, in his speech during the summit, stressed that the Arab League rejects all types of targeting and violence against civilians without discrimination. The summit comes as Israel prepares for a ground assault on Gaza, with more than 4,100 Palestinians killed so far. The Arab Republic of Egypt hosted the Cairo summit in the administrative capital to discuss the future of the Palestinian issue and the peace process, as well as work on protecting civilians in the Gaza Strip, opening safe corridors and allowing the entry of humanitarian aid. Egypt extends an invitation to several Arab and European countries to participate in the Cairo Peace Summit with the aim of halting the ongoing escalation and giving a strong boost to the peace process. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa today left Egypt after heading the kingdom's delegation at the Cairo Peace Summit, which discussed the latest developments and future of the Palestinian cause in addition to the peace process. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa sent a cable of thanks to the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. His Majesty the King expressed sincere thanks and appreciation to President al-Sisi for the warm welcome and hospitality accorded to His Majesty and his accompanying delegation, reflecting the depth of the solid Bahraini-Egyptian relations at all levels and all fields. His Majesty praised Egypt's hosting of the Cairo Peace Summit, which reflects President al-Sisi's keen interest in mobilizing regional and global political and diplomatic efforts to contain the dangerous escalation and the current crisis in the Gaza Strip, as well as mitigate its repercussions. His Majesty the King wished President al-Sisi abundant health, happiness and long life, in addition to further security, growth and prosperity to Egypt. The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sport, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, patronized and attended the Egyptian Basketball Super Cup between champion and cup winner Al Ahly and runner-up Al Zamalek at the Khalifa Sports City Hall. Sports leaders, diplomatic corps, the delegations of the two clubs and representatives of the Bahraini and Egyptian Basketball Associations attended the match, which ended 64-60 in favor of Al Ahly club. His Highness Sheikh Khalid expressed delight over the kingdom's hosting of the Egyptian Basketball Super Cup for the first time, reflecting the solid fraternal relations between the two countries. He lauded the outstanding success of the event, citing the massive attendance and spectators and distinguished media coverage thanks to the two clubs' reputation and popularity in Egypt and the Arab world. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad stressed the importance of holding more joint sporting events to enhance rapprochement among the two countries' youth, wishing both teams continued success. The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sport, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, presented the Kingdom of Bahrain's official letter of intent to host the 2031 Arab Games. The letter was submitted in the presence of the CEO of the General Sports Authority, Dr. Abdurrahman Askar, and the Secretary General of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, Faris Mustafa Al-Kuhiji. The Kingdom of Bahrain's intent to hosting the 2031 Arab Games comes as an embodiment of the directives of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa to host major sporting events, enhance the kingdom's position and stimulate sports tourism, in addition to Bahrain's keenness to enhance joint Arab action in the sports field and embrace Arab gatherings to enhance rapprochement among the Arab youth. The progress of this file also comes within the framework of the efforts undertaken by the Bahrain Olympic Committee, headed by His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, to strengthen the Olympic movement in the Arab world and contribute to the development of Arab sports. The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sport, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, arrived in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to attend the opening ceremony of the World Combat Games. Upon arrival, His Highness was received by the member of the Board of Directors of the Saudi Olympic and Paralympic Committee, His Highness Prince Abdullah bin Fahd Al Saud, and the Secretary General and CEO of the Saudi Olympic and Paralympic Committee, Abdulaziz Baishan. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa witnessed the opening ceremony of the World Combat Games, which was held in the Ministry of Sports Hall at the Prince Faisal bin Fahd Olympic Complex in the Saudi capital, Riyadh. The opening ceremony was attended by the CEO of the General Sports Authority, Dr. Abdurrahman Askar, and the Secretary General of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, Faris Mustafa Al-Kuhiji. On this occasion, His Highness Sheikh Khalid expressed happiness at attending the opening ceremony of the World Combat Games, which are being held for the first time in the Arab region. His Highness expressed his great confidence in the ability of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to host the tournament in a decent and honorable manner in light of his distinguished reputation in organization and all expertise to make it a destination for the largest international sporting events. The Day of Solidarity with our people in Gaza. We are with you. National humanitarian campaign embodied the nobility of Bahraini society and their well-known keenness for charitable work during challenging times, as well as Bahrain's unwavering commitment to stand by the Palestinian brothers.
A day of solidarity with our people in Gaza. We are with you. A national campaign to support the Palestinian people demonstrated the most profound expressions of loyalty and solidarity of the people of Bahrain and affirmed the kingdom's renowned commitment to humanitarian endeavors. The active participation and generous support extended by the people of Bahrain in response to the campaign stand as a testament of compassion and affirms Bahraini's unequivocal stance on the Palestinian cause. And represented by the Royal Humanitarian Foundation, the Kingdom of Bahrain has consistently prioritized providing aid and support in its relief projects worldwide, with a special focus on Palestine to ensure sustainable benefits and human development. The success of the national campaign demonstrates Bahrain's solidarity with brotherly and friendly countries during times of crisis and humanitarian challenges, and reinstates Bahrain's commitment to alleviating the suffering of the afflicted and aiding those in need.